Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. So, we have two new divisions released in the free DLC. I thought what I'd do is have a quick first look at those divisions. The first one is the 84 Guard Strong Covey. So let's have a look at the description for this division. So, spearheading the attack against the German-held front line south of Orsha, the 84th Guards Rifle Division made only limited headway in the initial stages of the offensive. After days of hard fighting, the first Soviet assault units finally broke through and stormed the fortified town, clearing it with heavy losses in brutal house-to-house combat. The 84th Guards Rifle Division is an assault formation fielding Sapori LPO heavy engineer squads. This Soviet division can also count on the KV-8-S, a flamethrower variant of the KV-1-S, as well as a limited number of expensive but powerful IS-2 OBR 1943s and IS-2 OBR 1944s heavy tanks. Raining death from above, the IL-2-37 ground attack plane excels as a tank buster. The 84th Guards Rifle Division can bring substantial firepower to bear on any defender opposing its elite assault units. So, what am I expecting? Well, they talk about elite assault units, so I'm hoping there's going to be some pretty decent CQC infantry. The Sapori LPO heavy engineer squads, I believe they're the ones, the LPO is when they've got the flamethrowers. So I want a fair number of these so we can really go to town in those CQC, those heavy forests and cities. We have the flamethrower tank. That'll be interesting. It'd be interesting to see the range of that, whether that becomes useful, because flamethrower tanks not as useful as they were in SD1. Often they weren't even taking an SD1, but the range is a real issue. And then we've got heavy tanks. So yeah, be interesting to see this division. Let's have a look at it. So Eugen has it as a rating B division, which I think usually means A is for like it's an offensive division, B is it's a balanced division, and C is a defensive division. I think that's more to do with single player, really, if I'm honest, or not single player but breakthrough. And then they've got it down as a mechanised division. So let's have a look. So recon. Doesn't look like any major differences here. So a very small recon tab, although you've got 2 slots with 1 activation point. So sniper teams could be useful. I also quite like the 11-man Razvedka recon squads. They can actually come in quite useful. So let's have a look at the infantry tab, and there are a lot of slots, and there are also, it's not massively expensive to fill these slots up. So let's have a quick look and see what we've got. So 5 units of Guardia. So potentially can put a lot of infantry down with this division. After Machiki, 2 units of those. Only 1 unit of Sapori. Possibly because they mentioned the Sapori LPOs. 3 units of Guardia DP, which are considered very strong at the moment. The DP machine gun, with you having 2 of them, they're considered very strong. So it's interesting. It looks like this is going to be a very infantry heavy division. Here we have the Sapori LPOs. So these are the assault engineers they were talking about. So 4 PPSHs, 5 SVTs, 2 DP machine guns, so that's a good loadout, and the LPO flamethrower. So interesting. It's definitely an interesting loadout. They have the LPO and the PPSHs for close range, the SVTs and the DPs for long range, so they're actually pretty decent units. Let's have a look. So you can get 4 in A phase and then 8 in B phase, and there's only one card of them, so I'll probably err towards taking the B phase units. I mean, you could use them in A phase to really try and push if you wanted to do a phase pushing deck, but from the looks of it, this is looking like you can put a lot of infantry down, so I might be inclined to take them in B phase and just use the availability. However, in saying that, if there's availability with all the Guardias and Guardia DPs, then why not use them in A phase, 2-star, get 3 of them, and if you get them into the right position with the flamethrower and the 4 PPSH, I'm sure they'll do some damage. And then finally we've got a card of Strafniki, 20 strength unit squads. I love these guys. 3 DP machine guns. I mean, it is hard to face off against these guys. So you can get 6 of them in A phase, 12 in B phase, and 18 in C phase. So again, with the availability of other squads, you might want to put all 6 of these down, because these do not die easily, that is for sure. Okay, let's have a look at the tanks. So here we have the heavy IS-2 tanks, although not much support in it, and they are costly. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the activation slots. So you have the T-34E medium tank, which I think is a reasonable medium tank. It's not got a huge amount of penetration, but can certainly take on the Stugs. You can get 6 in A phase, and that's probably where most people will take these tanks. I can't really see many people taking them in B phase, although there's, you potentially could try and use your infantry in A phase and hold off and have 12 of these in B phase, but I imagine most of the B phase units will be dedicated to these IS-2s. So we have the IS-2 Conrotti, lovely skin. I do love the IS-2 skin, absolutely beautiful. So you can get, I think this is the same loadout as in other divisions. Most people take the 2 in B phase. You've got the other IS-2 1943 version, which you can take 1 in A phase, 3 in B phase, and 6 in C phase. That's a lot of IS-2s. That's interesting. 6 in C phase. What did they say on about this division? So they said a limited number of expensive but powerful IS-2s. Well, I don't think that's quite limited, really, is it? 6 in C phase. Maybe if you were saying like 2 in C phase, that'd be limited. We've got another 4 in C phase for the 1944 variants. You can see some big juggernaut decks in team games picking this division. I mean, I don't play a lot of 10v10, but I imagine this will be popular with the amount of infantry you can get and the amount of IS-2s you can get in C phase. I can see this being a popular 10v10 deck, that is for sure. Right, let's have a look at the support tag. Ognamachikis, always an interesting pick. You know, some divisions I use them, some divisions I don't. I think it depends exactly how I'm going to set up. Pretty standard, I think, but it's interesting they talked about the assault engineer squads. This division being focused in that way, and they've only got the 1 card of Sapori LPOs, so they made a big deal about it being having the flamethrower unit, so it would have been nice to see maybe a few more of those, maybe 2 cards if I was going to be cheeky. That would have been quite fun, because they are, you know, they're only 2-man squads, so they're not overpowered. Any other units? Let's have a look. So this is the new flame tank, lovely looking unit, that's for sure. So 95 frontal armour, 75 penetration on the main gun, and the heavy flamethrower, the range is 160 metres, so not sure. I think this will get taken, maybe not in A phase. This probably will get taken because of the need for tanks. Might see more play in B phase. I would probably expect people taking it in B phase. I think this will get taken because of the shortage on the tank tab, but I can't see it being taken because it's a flamethrower tank, more because you want the tank numbers. You want the tank numbers really. But does have the support guns. I think these are a bit OP at the moment. Support guns all round. They're a must pick for me in every division. If you've got a support gun, pick the support gun. They are very powerful right now. I can see a price increase coming forward. I don't want a reduction in numbers, but a price increase I expect might be on the cards. So anti-tank units, let's see, we've got the Su-76 MPT. So this was the artillery, self-propelled artillery unit that was converted into a tank destroyer. So I think it was kind of used in all roles, although probably it was used more often in the artillery role, because we know there's this 3-gun can act as an artillery piece. So this one has the APCR instead of the smoke, but the APCR penetration's only 135mm, so you know, possibly Tigers this could take on, but Panthers it's going to struggle. I mean, Tigers it's going to struggle, and King Tigers you've got no chance with this thing. But I guess that's what you've got the IS-2s for, really. I can't see this being used often because you've got those IS-2s. I mean, why would you take these? Maybe in A phase to bring up the, you know, the tank numbers, but then you've got the 45mm. I really love this unit. I don't think it's OP. I think it's a good unit. It's in a good position, and the ZIS 3-gun, you know, it's not great. I'd rather have ZIS 2, but I quite like this because it can be used kind of like as a support gun and an anti-tank gun. So you know, and you've got the tanks are the anti-tank of this division, really. So it's interesting the numbers that you get in there. You barely need to take any anti-tank, only the early game. I can see the Panzerschrecks possibly. In fact, that's interesting that they've got the Guardia Panzerschreck. Yeah, that is interesting. So the Russians picking up the German Panzerschreck, 250-meter range. See, that's why the flamethrower tank struggle. They've only got 160 meters on their flamethrower, so you've got a Panzerfaust or a Panzerschreck. They're gonna be in trouble. So let's have a look at the anti-air. Lots of 1-point activation slots, so I can see again it's set up for 10v10s easily because they use a lot of anti-air in there. The 85mm with the 3000 range, as far as I'm aware, is quite decent on 10v10s. I play some 10v10s, but you know, mostly I just play casually. I pick a random deck and, you know, I'm focused on 1v1 really. That's where I find my enjoyment. So nothing special here. The M17s come in from the Americans. You can get 2 of them in A phase, which is interesting, and although only 1 card, so I probably expect people might wait till B phase and select the 37mm in A phase, but lots of availability, that's for sure. Artillery. Let's have a look. So you've got the Su-76 artillery version. This one has the smoke, so the APCR. You've got Katyushas, always good, and A19 122mm howitzer. Heavy damage, 6 points of damage, 5,000 blast. So you know this is a big artillery gun, and only 105 points. This is it's not bad, not a bad unit. You've also got the M3A1 artillery observer with the off-map 203mm. So possibly could see some use. Again, possibly in 10v10s. You see some off-map being used, but I think they've made some changes to the way off-maps work, and we'll see how good those changes are really, whether they get used, because at the moment off-maps don't really get used very often. So let's have a look at the air tab. The Tu-2F recon plane. Very good resilience, so quite like the model as well. I'm not sure if this is a new unit or not, but I do like this. It looks good, that is for sure. The Ak-1Bs, I can see these being taken in A phase very easily, 90 points a pop. These are good aircraft, cheap, that's what you want. The PE-3 is the heavy fighter. These are, the agility lets them down because it's hard to dogfight with bad agility planes, but once they get on target they can do decent damage. Let's have a look. So we have the IL-2-37 tank buster planes with the 2 37mm on the wings. Hey look, I love the IL-2 planes. I don't know why, I just really love the look of them. I mean, they're slow, but I do really like them. I love the paint job on this one as well, very camo. So we've got the P3 with the 4 100kg bombs at 120 points. Oh right, okay, I was looking at that, and then we've got the one with the 2 100kg bombs, but then also 2 250kg bombs. Only 5 points more, ever so slightly slower. And then the IL-2 bomber. So this is interesting, whether this one will get taken over the out-and-out tank buster. So it's got the 50kg bombs. So you could possibly try and take out a infantry unit with those bombs on the way in, and then try and circle and maybe get side shots on the tanks. It'd be interesting. I think this is in a different division, although I think it's a different paint job in the other division, but they are interesting to use, that's for sure. Quick look at the defence. I don't tend to use the defences often. I don't tend to play the modes that use them. All the basics are there. So for me, is this an interesting division? Yeah, I think it is quite an interesting division actually. A lot of infantry, a hell of a lot of infantry, heavy tanks, support gun still in there with those heavy tanks. You know, it has decent anti-air, plenty of artillery options. You know, I think the thing it lacks, it's got cheap fighters. I think the thing it lacks is cheap tanks. It has the T-34E, the KV-8S, and also the Su-76M if you want to use it. It lacks cheap tanks, so it relies on these heavy tanks. So if these heavy tanks, if you cannot bring these in, then you're going to struggle with this division. But I think with the amount of infantry you can get, I can see a lot of infantry pushing forward over open fields with an IS-2 stood behind, shooting at everything that, you know, gets revealed. I think this will be big on 10v10. 1v1s, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's it will be interesting seeing how this does in 1v1s with the amount of infantry in the tanks. It will be interesting. So yeah, we'll keep a close eye on this one. So I hope you enjoyed this sort of first look for the 84th Guard Stroke Covey. You know, when these new DLC divisions come out, we'll do a little first look and give you an idea, a bit of a flavour for the division, and then over time, the more content that I put out, I do plan to do sort of 1v1 deck reviews, so or division reviews, because I think from what I've seen, a lot of the division reviews, they do take into account team games a lot, and there isn't really dedicated 1v1 sort of division reviews, so I'll plan to put some of them out, hopefully, so stick with it. Please like, subscribe, comment, and have a good evening.